Hi there. The M23 and its offensive on Goma. Over the weekend, there have been reports that the M23 was shelling the town of Sake with mortar bombs non-stop for continuous 5 hours. Of course, the M23 has been forced to retreat along the Sake-Mushake axis and has forced to retreat towards the town of Lubotogo after being driven out of the edges of the town of Sake. So that's I will try and see if I can show you a map on how far they were near to taking over the town of Sake or entering the town of Sake. They have been repulsed, they have been forced back, and the offensive has lost momentum, and they have now retreated far back into the countryside towards the hillsides. Let me show you if I can show you a map of Sake. Yeah, so that's let me see if I can so that's the town of Sake here on the right side of the screen, and on the red dot on there, those are the FADC positions, and they have driven them all the way right to the left side of the screen towards Lubotogo. On the screen it's indicated as Rutobogo, but the locals pronounce it as Lubotogo. So the M23 are now behind these hills, and they're now sheltering on here. And so that's the position. And let me see, there is alongside the FADC regular army, they have captured a lot of weapons, as you can see in the insert on there. I could only could not get it to fill the whole screen, so I've made it just a small shot for you to see. It's at the top left hand corner of the map, and there is an assortment of weapons: AK-47s, tripods for the mortars, all manner of small arms, and there is a FADC captain on there, and displaying the weapons that have been captured from the failed attack on the town of Sake. So behind all this, the M23 and its Rwandan allies, there is an agency to make an offensive on Goma, because the time is no longer on the aggressor's side, and the South Africa has just deployed 2,900 troops, and then Malawi has also indicated that it's going to send troops, and then Burundi has sent about, I think it's about 500 special forces, and then Tanzania has committed that it's going to send some troops. So on the aggressor side, there is panic. There is a sense that they are now on the back foot, and they are they are losing the plot, and there is an agency to threaten Goma and to encircle Goma, and then force the DRC government to negotiate with M23 or its Rwandan masters. So now let me show you if I can show you the what's happened over the weekend. Over the weekend, on the small insert there, that's Cyril Ramaphosa arriving at the funeral of the late Namibian president Hage Geingob, and he met with, that's a tweet I got from the South African president. It says, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa met with Felix Tshisekedi, Evariste Ndayishimiye of Burundi, Lazarus Chakwera of Malawi earlier today in Namibia. That's over the weekend. The meeting continues from the engagement between the heads of state that took place in Addis Ababa on the margins of the recently held Africa Union Summit. The leaders whose countries have contributed troops to the SADC mission to the DRC discussed the restoration of peace and security in Eastern DRC. Now, this is the news the Rwandans would not want to hear. This is what we have got a coalition of SADC forces, the allies, and here they are. Now we have momentum towards, at least on the ground, some resolution of a way to actually to address the presence of the M23 and their Rwandan sponsors, and to see if they can actually be chased away from Congolese soil and make an effort to get to a sense where there is peace and stability in the Eastern DRC. So now the strategy for the M23 is to actually to encircle Goma, and they have actually been making attempts to I'll just show you right down to the bottom of the town of Sake on the N2 highway. That's got a map here, and let me see if I can interact with you. Yeah, that's oh no, that's now, yeah. So that's the town of Shasha. It's along the N2 highway, south of Goma, and the M23 over the weekend they tried again to take the town of Shasha. If they were to take the town of Shasha, they would actually move along the N2 highway, and then they would just it will just be a question of them coordinating the attacks from Sake and then southwards from Shasha towards Goma, and then encircle the whole town. But that failed, and as we speak, the M23 is right on top of the map here. There is the warehouse circled in red. Those are the positions of the M23. They are out in the hills, so it's just a question of actually gathering a force in a force and then dislodging them from the hills. And the SADC deployment, hopefully that's going to make a difference. And that's in the insert on there. That's those are the Wazalendo, the Patriots, the militia line to the, and that's the scene just outside of Shasha, and again the weapons captured over the weekend from the firefight for the town of Shasha, and those are some of the what's been happening over the weekend, and hopefully we're going to see the SADC forces making a difference, because this is just like the M23 on its own is just a ragtag army, and a ragtag rebel force, and they do not actually have the resources to mount a sustained operations against a well-resourced army. So hopefully the SADC is going to make a real difference and chase these lot out, and restore peace and stability to the Eastern DRC. Thank you so much for taking time to follow this recording. Please don't forget to give me some likes and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.